have Mr. Somnath Chatterjee with us, Head of Procurement and Logistic Food Division, ITC Limited. Sir, can you hear me? Sir, I think you are on mute.
I'm not on mute.
Yes. Now I can hear you. I'm sorry. My bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Somnath Chatterjee, Head of Procurement and Logistic Food Division, ITC Limited. Mr. Somnath Chatterjee has over 23 years of rich experience in handling key positions of food industry FMCG giants like Nestle. He specializes in commodity procurement and strategic planning with focus on implementing cost reduction measures. He has vast experience in logistics, warehouse management, distribution, transportation, production planning, and also inventory management. Sir, we welcome you here. It's a wonderful pleasure for all of us to have you.
Thank you very much for having me here on this forum. So I'm a little older than that. Actually, it's not 23 years, it's almost 30 years now. As you can see from my gray, yeah. So, and it's been, I can assure you, it's been a very interesting 30 years. But the last few months have been absolutely incredible. I mean, some kind of an experience which I have never witnessed in these 3 decades of being in the food and FMCG space. In fact, I would like to quote a famous proverb from Lenin. He had said that there are decades when nothing happens, and then there are weeks when decades happen. And the last few months, the last 3-4 months, have been like that. They've been extremely eventful, particularly for the agri and food space. So, of course, I don't need to tell you about the disruption which happened because of COVID. But what is very interesting is how we as food manufacturers responded to that and the journey after that till today. Also, a few lessons which we learned during this Black Swan event, a few things that we could have done better and which we will keep a note of, and few things that we did well. So with that, I'd like to begin sharing my experience. Can I see a few more people? Just quite unnerving looking at myself speak. Is that possible? Or is it only my screen that is visible to me?
Sir, actually you are on stage, so I gave you the stage.
All right.
I can hear you, don't worry.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So basically, towards the end, early March is when we figured that there is going to be some kind of a big disruption coming. And we had already seen early indications from what was happening in China and parts of Europe. And the first thing that we did was we looked at our extensive supply chain. So now let me give you a little introduction about what I do and the products that we have. So I represent ITC Foods, and most of you would be aware of our brands like Ashirvad Atta, Yippee Noodles, Bingo Chips, Candyman, Sunfeast Biscuits, etc. So a whole host of food products now into dairy, beverages, B Natural juices, and Fabel chocolates. So we have quite a large repertoire of material. Now, to cater to all these, we have 108 units across the country which manufacture food products. Some of them are owned and operated by ITC, some of them are contract manufactured, but all of them are managed by ITC managers. We use a total of nearly 4,287 items of raw and packaging material. We operate 48 warehouses and cold stores across the country. So it's a fairly complex supply chain. And just a few other anecdotal tidbits in terms of numbers. We are India's largest buyer of wheat after the government of India. So after FCI, we are probably at about 1.8 million tons. That makes us quite large in wheat. And we are among the top 4 or 5 buyers of several commodities in India like sugar and palm oil and stuff like that. So I was just telling you all of this to put into context the complexity of the supply chain that we handle. And again, another little bit of tidbit. So I told you that the biggest volume that we do is 1.8 million tons of wheat. But I must also tell you the smallest thing that I buy is 20 grams of saffron per year. Okay, so from 20 grams of a commodity to 1.8 million tons, that's the kind of range. That makes it difficult, yet it makes it interesting. So we started looking at different parts of our supply chain to kind of figure out which will be hit by the incoming disruption first. An obvious thing which came to mind was, okay, so what are we importing? Now, because that is what we realized that the borders would get sealed. Fortunately, we don't have much of any dependence on China for any of the items that we. So that was something which we had taken a policy call, not now, but it was been there for a few years. We believed in Atmanirbharta, and that actually helped us in this disruption, because we realized that we have to actually import a very small list of items. Most of it is of Indian origin and made in India. So that gave us good strength at the back end supply chain. But whatever we needed to, we quickly imported at least 4 to 5 months of inventory. So, we did that early on in March before the lockdowns came in place. So that gave us an early lead. But the way the lockdown was kind of announced, and in 2 hours, it happened on us. The first day itself was, of course, a day full of confusion. I think it was the third or fourth week of March when this happened, 24th, if I'm not mistaken. And then, there was a little bit of confusion, but very early on from the government, we got one clarity that food is essential item. So food will not be hampered, right, in any way. So that was the clarity which we got from the central government. And we therefore decided that we will go ahead with caution. We will deploy all the plans that we had in place, which we were making from early on in March, in terms of inventory, in terms of safety protocols at our plants, in terms of hygiene protocols, etc. So we said we will do that. Those of us who can work from home will do that. So we had already made the back-end arrangements in terms of electronics and laptops, etc. So all of that was in place. Fortunately, we do our procurement through our own in-house app. It's a mobile app called Varadi. Varadi means bridge in Sanskrit. So that also helps us, because that is agnostic to which location you're in or where your vendor is located. You can, converse and do your transaction through the mobile app. So that is, again, something which helped us a lot. So we were ready, but the initial discomfort of fear which people had, that had to be overcome. So I think at ITC, we have this very good institutional strength of the hierarchy being extremely disciplined. And we were very confident in our protocol. So on day one itself, the factories opened. Our atta factories, making Ashirvad atta, were open. We saw a massive surge in demand because people were doing stocking before the lockdown begins, or even while it was on. And the first thing that people stocked up was on dry food items like atta, pulses, noodles, biscuits, etc. So we saw a massive surge. We kept our factories open, but then came the part two of the challenge. The challenge was that, okay, while we were confident and our factories were open, how do we get our suppliers or vendors to bring their material in? Because their factories were shut and their people were scared and they did not know what to do. So, individually to deal with over 1,800 vendors across the country, to speak to them, to give them the confidence that these are the protocols that they can follow and they can start manufacturing. So that was the next step. After that, they started encountering problems with, the police at various state borders, the district administration, etc. So I think at that point of time, within a week or 10 days, I must have written some over 2,000 letters to district magistrates and police officials and other people to kind of allow our vendors to function, so that because food is an essential item and it's an essential commodity and people must be allowed to produce it. It almost became like our national duty to do so. And I'm happy to say that in most places, I think almost all, the authorities were very, very helpful. They understood this, and very quickly the permits, etc., were given. And therefore, I think ITC Foods was one of the first in the food FMCG space to kind of bounce back and start feeding into the finished goods supply chain after the lockdown, and that helped us a lot. And that's one of the themes of this conversation that we are having, is how do you turn adversity into advantage. So I mean, I'm happy to say that we were able to actually enter a lot many new homes during this period of adversity, simply because we had our protocols in place and we were up and about. We were able to supply the market, and people who were normally who wouldn't have tried our brand out because they're loyalists of our competitors, they brought ITC products home and hopefully enjoyed them, and we will have converted a few of them into our regular customers once things normalize. So that's one part of the talk which I had in terms of the adversity, turning adversity into advantage. So any questions so far? Is this interactive? Can I take questions, or can the moderator take questions and get back to me with them?
So for now, I need to check just a second.
All right, because on this platform, I'm not able to see how many people we have on right now. And do you have any of those statistics? Because on other platforms like Teams and
Yes, sir.
Zoom,
We have above 130 people seeing us live right now.
All right, that's great.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So and I presume most of them are from the food industry. So
yes, sir.
Okay.
So tell us more about your app. You mentioned one app, Vardi app.
Yes.
It was specifically made for the company people only?
Absolutely. No, it's not made for the company people only. It's made by ITC Infotech. We have a Infotech arm called ITC Infotech. So they developed it last year, and it's basically a very simple, user-friendly app where a buyer in my team, whenever he wants to buy something, he sends out a RFQ, request for quotation, and all the vendors that we have who are on our SAP are actually they can download this app on the iStore or Android or the Play Store, and they just need to put in their unique ID, and the app opens up, right? So they're connected to my app. So what happens, the beauty is this: whenever an RFQ is floated, it goes to all the vendors who are registered for that particular item. So all of them get a push notification and an email and an SMS, and they can respond back through the app. So they can give their offer and their price offer, etc. So through the app, and it's all the data is captured at the back end, and at the end of the period of quotation, the buyer then has a dashboard and he can give out the business. So it's very user friendly and it's quite seamless. You don't have to necessarily open your laptop, or you don't open SAP Ariba or something and give your quotation there. It's all on an app, and it's very simple. So that is the thing about Vardi. So that things like this basically make you more productive during periods of disruption like this. So that you are agnostic towards where you are or where your buyer is sitting, whether he is able to go to his office to open his system and give you a quotation or not. He can work out of home, and he can work out of his app and get back to you. So that was one of the things which we found very powerful during this disruption.
That's wonderful, sir.
Quickly on a few more ideas which I had noted down, which I wanted to share with the people in the food industry, to do with how you can look at turning adversity into an advantage. So one of the things was and we had learned this very powerful lesson during the Lehman Brothers crash in 2008, 2009. where the world and the financial world and the commodities world went topsy-turvy very fast. Okay, and there was this huge dip in the market, and then we saw recovery very quickly, as quickly as in the next 1 year or so. So we learned from that disruption. Another disruption which we learned from, and I will take that example here. About 2-3 years back, if people will remember, there was this Malaysian airline aircraft which had disappeared.
Yeah.
Right? I don't
Yes, I
know,
remember.
MH102 or 103, something like that, right?
I
So
remember.
what happened, and what has that aircraft disappearance got to do with a food company? Has that got to do with me? Right. So I'll tell you what it has got to do, and that's the interesting linkage. So we use a lot of palm oil for our food products like biscuits and snacks, etc. And palm oil is mostly imported from Indonesia and Malaysia. That's where the growing areas are. And so soon as the aircraft disappeared and the news hit the market, there's something strange we saw happening to the Malaysian ringgit, which is their currency. That tanked. That really fell very, very sharply. So all the commodities which are bought actually in ringgits also therefore became that much cheaper. And it almost came down as sharply as 42% in a period of 2 trading sessions, the Malaysian ringgits. And it was a very temporary thing because on the third day onwards, it recovered. But during that dip, what we saw was, okay, it is a bad thing for something like this, a tragedy like this to happen. But then when the market gives you an opportunity, you must take it up with both hands. So what we did was we went very long on palm oil. We bought a whole lot of palm oil contracts during that period. And of course, then the market corrected, and what we got was a very good price dip, very good price correction. So, what I wanted to share with the people who are here, and if they are dealing with agri commodities or with commodities which are traded, I think it's a very good idea to have your systems and processes in place so that whenever the opportunity comes, you can strike. Yeah.
Sorry, sir, I cut you. Please complete.
No, sorry. So I was just saying that had been a very valuable lesson. So what happened this time around when the COVID thing happened? We saw that the month of April was brutal for commodity markets. It was absolutely brutal. I mean, from $64, Brent crude went down to about $24, right? In fact, NYMEX, ICE, that crude went down to almost $18, right? So what happens when the crude oil prices fall? Along with that, a lot of agri commodities which are connected with crude oil. For instance, palm oil. Palm oil has a very good connection with because of the biodiesel thing. So if the crude oil prices, petroleum crude oil prices are very high, more palm oil gets converted into biodiesel. So there is a fairly good linkage between these two. We saw, because of the crude oil falling, a whole host of other things like palm oil, like ethanol, which is made from sugarcane, right? So therefore, connected to sugar prices. These prices also collapsed, and they gave us an excellent opportunity to be able to hedge our positions for the future. So you must be prepared. You must learn from these calamities because a lesson learned now it comes useful to you sometime. And I'm giving you these repeated examples of what happened in 2008, what happened recently and now. So it's all very interesting. Another interesting agri commodity which is connected with petroleum is guar gum. I don't know how many people know, but one of the uses of guar gum is actually to in petroleum in oil exploration. So it's got to do something with the rigs which use the guar gum as a lubricant or something or the other. So there is this direct connection, and now that a lot of the shale oil activity has stopped because oil prices have come down so much, the demand for guar gum outside of India has just collapsed. So that's another commodity which is now tanked, and I'm sure it is temporary. Now again, talking about crude oil, from the low of 24, today it's at 44. So we've almost seen a V-shaped recovery, and I think it is going to happen to many other commodities also, which showed a deep decline, because fundamentally we feel that food demand is not going to go away. So while going forward, the new normal may involve that you don't go out to the movies as often. Right now, of course, even in Unlock 3, they've not allowed movie halls to operate. Yes. But what you will not stop doing is you will not stop eating.
Eating, of course.
Yeah. So that is, and these kind of events and seminars where I have to come and speak to people are very good for me. I look forward to them because that's the only excuse I get to put on my formal clothes. Otherwise, when you work from home, lockdown, you're most of the time in your t-shirt and Bermudas. So yeah, so this is good. Once in a while, you must get dressed.
Well, wonderful, sir. It was really nice to hear you. Sir, I just want to know one thing.
Yeah.
As you said that you like ITC is one of the leader. It's a leader in the business, right? So taking the first mover advantage, you kept the supplies, right? But the vendors were not working. Their company was shut. Their factories were shut. So do you think the unsupportiveness of system can be a challenge in such scenarios?
Yeah. So, it's a very good question. In fact, what happened, what our practical experience was that on their own, our vendors were not maybe big enough. Okay. They were small entities. But by virtue of the fact that they were our vendors, we have the voice. So, in fact, we were in close coordination, working in close coordination with the central government and various state governments and the authorities. And I have to thank the authorities for the alacrity with which they supported us. They were open to give us a fair hearing, and they worked quite fast. In fact, permissions, etc., were granted quite easily. They went out of their way. For instance, I'll give you an example. So 1.8 million tons of wheat, I told you, for Ashirvad Atta, etc. Moving
Yes.
all of this from the wheat growing areas to the non-wheat growing areas like South India, West and East India, we move it by railway rakes. So, the authorities made special provisions for us. So first of all, they never stopped running railway rakes, even through lockdown one. Then they gave us special permission to, so that in a railway rake, normally, you have to clear it within 8 hours. That's the normal stipulation, after which they charge you a detention fee for every hour. But in this case, the railways waived that off. They allowed our labor to come and work, of course, with social distancing and hygiene protocols in place. But all of that thing was done. So what I'm trying to tell you is that बिकॉज ये वेंडर हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए थे एंड हम डायलॉग कर पा रहे थे गवर्नमेंट के साथ में और गवर्नमेंट हमारे ऊपर सपोर्ट कर रही थी तो वी वर एबल टू ओपन द डोर्स फॉर देम एज वेल नाउ आई एम ग्लैड दैट many of the vendors are not only vendors for us, they are possibly vendors for our competition also. But having said that, it is good that at least we were, so what was very imperative for us was not only to get them to open but to give them the confidence, the moral confidence that okay, don't worry, don't get scared of this. You have to start.
That was very important.
Absolutely, you have to follow the rules, you have to follow the protocols, but you should not get scared. And you have to start learning to live with the virus. In fact, we were saying this to people long before many state governments were. So we were also making these motivational videos which we are putting on the social media. You can actually find some of these videos on my YouTube channel where we've through a song we have actually praised our sales force on the team. And they're also warriors. Yeah, they're out there facing all the risks. They're making sure that the food comes to your table. So we must appreciate them. Those people in our factories who make the Sunfeast biscuits and the atta for you, those people are also scared, to leave their home and to go out. Their families are also scared, but then they're almost like frontline warriors for us. So, to keep all kinds of motivation up, we had these little videos and etc. So whatever, we found various innovative ways to reach out to people, keep them engaged, give them the confidence and the encouragement that they need. And I think, I have to say that Indians, we are a very resilient people. We don't run so scared. We are quite courageous. So given the right encouragement and right support, I think people will rise. And I think we are seeing that. We are seeing a lot of evidence that, business is coming back online. Of course, after lockdown 2, we saw several states are even today putting local restrictions, etc., local lockdowns for short periods. But I'm sure slowly things will fall in line. And we should be in place with our products and our offerings. That's the motto that we have.
Thank you so much, sir. Your perspective of changing adversity into advantage is absolutely beautiful. I will personally remember it in my mind that in my life also, if I'll see something, I will have that beautiful outlook with me. Thank you so much, sir. It was really wonderful to have you here. And
Swati, I have a question for Mr. Chatterjee. It was a very good information on the diversity, the challenges you faced in this COVID. My question is that what are the future plans for ITC as a food division?
Well, we have beautiful plans of giving you a bouquet of products in the food space. तो चाहे वो गाय का देसी घी हो, which you already can try, Ashirvad Swasti ghee. We've launched liquid milk in Bihar and in West Bengal. It's under the brand name Ashirvad Swasti. Also, we have launched high-fat paneer in the same market. We have launched curd in that market. So these things are doing well. I don't know if you've tried our Fabel chocolates. They're very nice. It's available now on modern e-commerce, so you can get it on Big Basket, Flipkart, or Amazon. Try them; they're very nice. In the same space, we've launched our coffee. So the first coffee that we launched were two blends, which were not the filter coffee, which had to be actually they were not instant coffees, but they were blends of imported coffee beans with Indian. So the Panama coffee, which is blended by Baba Budangiri coffee beans from South India. So we call that Panagiri. So we have two of these coffees, which did well. And now we are launching Sunfeast Feta coffee, which is a first of its kind experience for mostly for North Indians. And I don't know if you remember, at least when I was much younger, whenever guests used to come home, my mom used to tell me, here is the coffee, here is the cup, here's sugar, and you keep fetoing the coffee. So I would have to take the spoon and keep whipping it, right? Whipped coffee. Almost like what became very popular during this lockdown, Dalgona.
Dalgona coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what we have done is we've taken the pain out of whipping the coffee and doing the fetoing yourself. So now you have a cream which is in a jar. All you have to do is put it into hot milk and stir, and you have a nice cup of feta coffee or Dalgona coffee or whatever you call it. So a whole host of these products. Very soon you'll be seeing far more product ranges in our bingo range. So you'll find new snacks which are coming. So yeah, I think there should very soon be a day when you don't have to go out of the ITC brands for anything that you need in the food space or even in the personal care space. Talking about the turning adversity to advantage and how quickly we reacted to this pandemic, I must not limit myself to ITC's food division. If you permit me, I'll tell you what our personal care division did. So within the very short span of time, we converted one of our deo making facilities, which makes Engage deos. So we converted that facility to making sanitizer sprays.
Okay.
So we have this very, so you don't have to wipe anything with a cloth and this thing disinfectant. You just take the spray and just spray it, and you're done. And it's 99.9% sure. We brought out Savlon Hexa, a range of hand sanitizers and soaps, and then we brought out Nimail Veggie Wash. So a lot of the vegetables and stuff which comes into our homes can actually be potential carriers of the virus, right? So it's always a great idea to give them a washer. This is a liquid that we've come out with, which again, if you wash your fruits and vegetables with that, you're completely safe. So yeah, so this is all of this happened within what, 3-4 months? So from making the concept to execution, I think it was great.
Especially in lockdown.
During the lockdown, absolutely. So all of our teams worked, the scientists, the R&D guys, the the product development guys, the manufacturing guys. They converted a deo making facility into something which is there usable to fight COVID. So that is what is called Atmanirbhar, if you will, and so that is one of the things which I've written in my tagline: seize the moment.
Seize the moment.
Correct.
So that's what we did. We seized the moment.
Right. So there is one more question from Mr. Chintan Chheda. He is asking, what is the market share of ITC in the rural areas, and are you facing any challenges over there?
Okay, so ITC has a fairly deep penetration in the rural areas because you may have heard about our eChaupal initiative. So I don't know if you've heard, but it is one of the singular one of its kind in India. eChaupal. Chaupal is a place where farmers meet to buy and sell. That's Chaupal. That's the Hindi meaning of the word Chaupal. And eChaupal is what we've worked on. So we have sanchalaks in villages, right? Who actually, the farmers from 2 or 3, 4 villages come together. And this happened not now, this happened almost 20 years back when we set up the eChaupal system. At that point of time, we gave them satellite links, etc. And so these sanchalaks could actually open up his computer and show to the farmer what are the prices for the commodities. If it's soybean ka kya bhav chal raha hai, गेहूं का क्या भाव चल रहा है, etc., etc. And he could also function as a aggregator point. So if the farmers wanted to sell the material to ITC at that fair price, they can also do that. So this farmer connect of ITC is not new; it's very old, and therefore the rural connect we've got. So today, you go to these fancy malls in the cities, right? But how many of you would imagine? And there are so many of them. We call them Chaupal Sagar. So the Chaupal Sagar, what is a Chaupal Sagar? Chaupal Sagar is a mall for the farmer, for the rural people. So it's okay. So it doesn't have escalators and air conditioning, but what it does have is maybe an air cooler. Okay, it's a nice place where the farmers can go in and he can get all his requirements, what he wants to buy for his family, and at the same time he can sell. So it is almost like, it's not like a barter really, but it can be. So in one place in MP where we have our Chaupal Sagar, there was this thing which actually brought tears to our eyes. For the first time, the supply chain was complete. So a farmer drove in with his MP Sharbati wheat, okay, and at that Chaupal Sagar, he sold that wheat to us, and he bought our Ashirwad Atta and took it home from the same Chaupal. Yeah, and in the same Chaupal, he can fill fuel for his tractor, he can get insurance for his crops. All of these facilities are available. So we have this deep connect, and he can buy. And in our Chaupal Sagar, we don't discriminate. So it's not that the farmer will only get ITC products over there. Usko competition ka bhi product milega, usko pura choice milega. It's for him. It's like a mall. Sometimes in the evenings they have puppet shows and cultural events, DJ wala babu ka night and all that they have, to keep that connect. So what I'm trying to tell you is that yes, we have that deep connect with the farmers. The one green shoot that one is witnessing in the Indian economy is really the agri economy. So you would have read that the Kharif planting in this time, the monsoons have been very bountiful. The gods have been kind to us this year, at least in terms of the weather. Okay, there have been a few floods, but that happens every year. But overall, most of our reservoirs and tanks are getting full. The Kharif planting is almost 18-20% higher than it was last year. So the rural economy we are looking at is going to be good. There was a record production of wheat during the Rabi season, and the government picked up a record quantity of wheat also at a very good minimum support price for the farmer. So they picked up almost 39 million tons of wheat. So all ये सब पैसा सब किसानों के पास हाथ में है, and we are hoping that ये जो खरीफ की फसल होती है, जो the monsoon crop as we call it, that is also going to be a bumper crop, and with good support from the government, there will be money in the hands of the rural folks. And a lot of this direct transfer of funds, a lot of these benefits that has been announced under the package. So these funds are also going to the rural areas. So that will spur the rural demand. So we are quite confident of that, and we are placing ourselves strategically to take advantage of the rural demand. Yes, urban will remain a bit of a challenge, but it may not remain a challenge for food products. I don't think you will think very hard to buy a packet of biscuits. In fact, we've been noticing that those people who used to buy a 5 rupee pack, because of the lockdown, because they have this tendency to be safe, they are buying the 20 rupee pack now. So they're buying more. So that is one trend that we are seeing in the cities. But yes, in the cities, people are being careful with their money. So will you buy an AC or a television or a fridge right now? Maybe you will think a little bit before you do that. Yeah. So that's the change.
True.
Is there a net?
I think his voice is gone.
He must be very informative.
Yeah. You can ask one more question.
We have
Can you see the panel, Private?
Yes. COVID-specific immunity booster products. Okay. What is the man? Starbucks came with the idea of providing haldi milk in US. COVID-specific immunity boosting products.
Yeah, so it's quite legitimate in these times. So once he comes back, we can ask few questions.
I cannot hear you.
Mr. Chatterjee, you're there?
I think he has lost his connection.
No, his talks was quite legitimate in these current times. So we had few questions to ask. Once he comes back, we can ask for him.
Can somebody from backend please check with Mr. Chatterjee?
Just a sec. Let me go back.
All right. Can you connect with him?
He's coming, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm back, Swati and Mahendra.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Welcome back.
Sometimes I realize I've become so old now that I'm not as friendly with all these technical stuff. So please pardon me for that.
No.
Yeah, I think I've lost your voice once again.
Yeah,
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Sir, you were saying something. I guess we have some more questions.
Yes, please.
Can I put it forward, please? All right. So, is ITC looking forward to enter into ready-to-eat cook food products?
Oh, no. We are not looking forward. We are very much present. So I wonder who's asked this question, but I will request this lady or gentleman, whoever has asked this question, to look up Kitchens of India. In fact, ITC was one of the first in this ready-to-eat space we developed the Kitchens of India in retort pouches, which actually has a shelf life of 2 years. And these products are very appreciated across the globe. We export a lot of them, and we also supply to the Indian Army. So you will be, happy to know that in these places, like we are hearing these tension flashpoints, which are at such high points in Siachen and Pangong and all these areas, these soldiers are actually, they find these ready to eat and eat things very convenient. And they don't need refrigeration. They're tasty, they're healthy, and they're very convenient. So yeah, we have the range. In fact, we have the ready to eat range, and then we have the ready to cook range. So ready to cook range has things like the ITC's gulab jamun mix. We have our rava idli mix. We have our dosa mix. So we have a whole lot of these things, and I'm sure the person who's asked this question can look forward to many more products in this line.
All right.
So both ready to eat and ready to cook. So watch this space. Keep following ITC products. In fact, there is this a new website that we've launched. It's called the ITC Store. So just Google ITC Store, okay, and register over there. And this ITC Store is now delivering the entire range of ITC products, be it classmate notebooks and pens, to Mangaldeep Agarbatti, to all your personal care products, Fiyama, Damafi, all the food products, everything. So you can go visit the ITC store and do your shopping. Sometimes I've been told that I sound more like a salesman than a procurement person. But yeah, when I get a good opportunity and I get 130 potential buyers, I must introduce my products, right?
You must, sir. You must.
All right.
That's great.
Any more questions?
Mehender, do you have any more questions?
Sorry, please repeat that.
Yeah, did you ask this question of immunity boosting products?
No. So we have another question. Is the food division looking at any immunity boosting product like Starbucks in USA came with the very Indian version of haldi milk?
The turmeric latte.
Turmeric latte, very famous. Yes. So,
Yeah.
A very good question again. And already a couple of products have hit. So, one of the best things to boost immunity is vitamin C. So what we've done is we've already launched. So we have this for kids. We have these jellies. They're called Jellimals, right? They're in the shape of little animals made out of jelly. So what we've done is it was always very tasty. So we've made it healthy also by adding a full day's dietary, what they call RDA, recommended dietary allowance. So basically a kid, the amount of vitamin C he needs in a day, that entire thing can be met by those candies. So we've already come out with that in a tasty format. So kids, otherwise, they're very choosy if you give them supplements and tell them to have this vitamin C tablet, they'll spit it out. So that is one. And we've also launched, so we've done very interesting things during this. We've got into a partnership with Amway. And we have launched 2 immunity boosting fruit juices under the Be Natural range. So these are citric juices which are enhanced with multivitamins, which boost your immunity. So and these will be in the specialty healthcare range. So we have partnered with Amway to market this. So that has already happened. And yes, we are looking at a few more products which will be in the immunity space. As they say in our company, some things we have to keep secret before launch. As they say, I can tell you, but then I'll have to kill you. But that is a very interesting space that we are looking at. We are also looking at, I don't know, so please don't blame me for being a stereotype, but normally, like my wife, for instance, the ladies are very fond of chatpata khana, right? And one of the things that they are missing is really the pani puri experience or whatever. What do you call it in North? You call it golgappa.
Golgappa.
You call it batasha or golgappa, whatever, right? So they're missing that chaat wala experience, or
Mm.
the people in the east will be missing the jhalmuri experience, or the
Mm.
Bombaya will be missing the bhelpuri experience. So how, and the fear of going out and eating street food will continue for some time because it's still not
Mm.
all okay, right?
Mm.
So how can we get into a solution for you so that you're home, you're safe, and you get a nice, tasty little chatpata snack? So we are looking at that, and we are working. Again, I can't tell you much more than that, but yeah, we are looking at all of these aspects.
Right, sir. Sir, if you allow, can I take one more question from the audience?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Postman
Thank you
fan
so
के भी
much.
बैठा हूँ question लेने के लिए.
Thank you so much. Miss Salas Mundala is asking, is ITC looking forward to entering into new
We have
ready-to-eat
already taken
or
that
food
question.
products? Okay, already
We
taken.
have taken that question.
Oh, so sorry, I was actually, my network was off.
That's fine.
Have you taken this one also? Franchisee available for Chopal Saga?
No.
This
Yeah,
is the same
if
question
anybody
from.
is interested in any kind of relationship with ITC in terms of franchisees or CFAs or distribution, etc., so there is this ITC portal. You can again go to Google and just Google it, ITC portal, and there you have a full page where you can actually put in your queries. If you have something to offer, you can do that, and people will get back to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed a very informative session. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure being here, and God bless. Be safe.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the last session of today. It was wonderful to have you all with us today for a wonderful purpose to understand and know what all things we have in our hand, right? So it was wonderful to have you all. Mahinder, would you like to say something?
Yeah, thank you so much, Swati. So this was a very interesting seminar from 1200 hours to now it's almost 5:30. So we have witnessed great speakers from industry. We had a global brand guru and founders. We had director level people from big MNCs from India. We had people from organic farming industry. And we had people from ITC and also the government body FSSAI, which is very important for all the food industry owners to get the certificate of FSSAI. You
Yes.
must have you must have seen that on every product you buy.
Products, yes.
Yeah, so it was very interesting session from last almost 6 hours we have witnessed. I just would like to thank all the exhibitors, all the speakers who have come on the platform to share their ideas, to share the information on the food industry, technical changes, technological changes, and what the food industry has in it in the future. So we want to thank all our supporters, all our media partners, and it's been a very interesting and informative sessions throughout the day. I hope the audience, the people who visited the show must have experienced this, and there must be the vital information into their lives so that they can, start up something new, because this is the COVID time. It's already stretched for 4 months, and I hope it'll go for another 3-4 months now from Indian, as far as Indian perspective is concerned. So a good time to start up few things, because everybody is at the same pace right now in this. So with this, we would like to thank all the stakeholders, and thank you very much for your time. It's been a great sessions throughout the day. Thank you
And
very much.
we would like to thank our supporting partners and sponsors. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, so with this, we conclude this. And we hope to see you in next virtual food show, which we will be announcing very shortly.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you
And
so
take
much.
care.